63, Fred Thompson worked 2 2/3 hours of overtime on Monday, 1 1/4 hours on Wednesday, and 1 1/3 hours of overtime on Friday, and 6 3/4 hours on Saturday. Our first question A asks us to find the total numbers of overtime hours worked during the week. Okay, so we're just going to add his overtime hours. We know that he had 2 2/3 hours on 2 2/3 hours on Monday. He then worked 1 1/4 hours on Wednesday, plus another 1 1/3 hours on Friday, and he worked 6 3/4 hours on Saturday. And so we need to add this total. We need to add these numbers together to get his total hours of overtime for the week. And so what I'm first going to do is I'm going to change my mixed fractions to improper fractions. 2 2/3 will become 8/3, plus 1 1/4 will now become 5/4, plus 1 1/3, which will now become 4/3, plus 6 3/4, which will now become 27/4. Let me just check that. Whatever. Okay. And so now the next thing I need to do is I need to find the least common denominator of all of these numbers. We have to change them to a common denominator. So what I know is the least common denominator for 3 and 4 is going to be 12, okay? So 8/3 is now going to become 32/12. And 5/4 is now going to become 15/12. 4/3 is now going to become 16/12. And 27/4 is now going to become 81/12. And when we add all these numbers up together, what we get is 144/12. And when we change that back to, when we change this back to a mixed number, we just get the number 12. He worked 12 full hours of overtime for the week, okay? That's our first question. Our second question is, at an overtime hourly wage of $22 per hour, how much overtime pay does Fred receive? So we know that he gets $22 per hour of overtime wage, okay? So we're going to multiply 22 times 12. So 22 times 12 is going to give us, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4 again. In the bottom, 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Fred's total overtime pay for the week is $264 So the final answers for number 63 are 12 hours of overtime and $264 of overtime pay.